Hey people, Aman here. Welcome to a new video. This video is gonna be a really long video, so I suggest you grab some popcorn, or if you are coding along, grab your laptop. So a lot of you people asked me to make up a Telegram bot regarding the Cowin API, and so I was actually gonna make that video either way, but I had to rush the entire part. So this video will be in stages. The first stage is actually getting the Telegram bot API, the access token, making a Telegram bot, and then adding the functionality, which is how do you search for vaccination slots. Uh, Apparently, as far as I know, there is no documentation available for it online anywhere. So I had to make up my own documentation as I went along. All the links which I use will be in the description as usual, as well as the code that I'm writing. It should be available on my GitHub as well. So you can check that out and you can just copy paste the code if you want to. If not, you can just follow along. So the first step right now is you need to have a Telegram account, obviously. If you need to make a Telegram bot, have a Telegram account. So first, what will you need to be doing is go to this link. It's telegram.me/botfather. So I'll put this link in the description. This is the Telegram's official bot, which you have to contact to get make a new bot. This is the application process that we went through for making the Twitter bot. This is the same thing but for Telegram. So once you come to this link, you just click on send message, and if you have Telegram open on your system, that is really good. If you do not have Telegram on your laptop or something, that's completely fine. Just open up Telegram on your phone, search for Botfather, and you will find him. So I'm just gonna click open Telegram app, and here it is. So I'm just gonna click on start, and a bunch of things will show up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on new bot because we want to make a new bot. You can do a bunch of other things. I already made a new bot, but once again, for the purposes of the tutorial, let's go along. I'm just gonna name it vaccine tracker, since that's what we are doing. And good, now we need to find a username for the bot, and it must end by at the end there should be a bot. So obviously every one of you is gonna just try vaccine tracker bot, but that username, it's obviously taken. So what I'm gonna do is Easterly Mark 1 YouTube bot. I hope no one, okay, it works. The username is available. So this link that you see here, this link is to contact a bot. That is how other people will be contacting your bot. You can add a description, about section, and profile picture with just, if you click on help command, you will get an entire list of command, and you can then change the profile picture of the bot, description, and all that stuff. We're not gonna do that. You can figure it out. It's super easy. What we're gonna do is take this API. This is the HTTP API. We're gonna click on it so it just is copied to clipboard, and we can also copy it this way. Once it is copied, now the actual fun begins. Okay, first things first, you need to download something known as Telegram Python bot. Okay, I don't remember the exact what's the name of the repository, but I will put it down in the description. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna open up a new file. Okay, so it has, the module is known as Telegram Python bot. I'm really confused about that, but once again I'll put the actual command which you need to use. It would be pip3 install and then Telegram Python bot or something. I'll put it in the description. So now what you'll do is you're gonna open up a new file, and obviously I'll have to save it. And because once again the entire project, it's a mix of a lot of code, a lot of coding that I found online. So yeah, and as you can see, it's like, okay, the first file that I'm gonna make is main.py, and I'm gonna keep the original file because I have to refer back to it. The next file that I'm gonna make is responses.py, and that is where we'll be keeping our actual information, all the messages back and forth. And a third file that I'm gonna make is constants.py. This file will be used to store our API key So I'm just gonna write this. I'm gonna paste the key. Obviously, you guys can try to copy my key, but I'm gonna revoke it either way. So yeah, so okay, whoever has this key will be able to use your bot. So this is like a super secret thing. Do not give it to anyone. Okay. Okay, so let's start coding. This is like super simple. We'll just start with a few functions. I'm not gonna be explaining every single thing because once again, if you know, if you are trying to make a Telegram bot at this point, I am assuming you already know Python. So I'm just gonna be taking some input text inside this function, and I'm just gonna be returning. Let's try something. Let's say user message equals input text dot lower, because Python obviously treats the messages like a low uppercase A is a different than a lowercase a. So we're just gonna try to simplify things and make everything in lower. In case if we ever need to use an if statement, which we might have to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just write if hi, let's put quotes around it, in user message return, and I'm just gonna write yo, because why not? So that's it. We're just gonna keep the response to this for now. Obviously, we have to come back to this once we figure out, how to use the Cowin API inside the Python, and then we'll try to integrate a few things. For now, let this be it. Now we're gonna be going to our main .py file, and for starters, we're gonna use our constants file, and we're gonna import keys. So we're going to use the entire constants file as keys, so it's easier for us. Next thing, we're going to be importing from telegram.external, and we're going to be importing everything because why not, it's just easier. Next thing, we're going to be using responses. So we're going to be importing responses. I think it's a lowercase, yeah, as r. So that makes our lives once again easier. Next thing, that is not what I wanted to do. Okay, really? Okay, yeah. So once that is done, we're gonna put a print statement saying that the bot is starting. Also, if my keyboard sounds are like way up, I have to fix that in post editing. Okay, so for starters, we have to add a start command. And once again, guys, if none of this is making sense, learn some Python. I have some few tutorials. So what we are doing here is basically we are just making a function. So as you notice, in every bot, so for example, in BotFather, there is a start command that we have to do. So there are some commands. So it's start command, new bot, my bot, and all that stuff. So the same way, we have to come up with a command. And a start command is just /start. That's how commands work in Telegram. So we'll just do something like this: update message dot reply. So what it does is update is the new message that just arrived, and we don't need to use context, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people do for some reason. I don't know, I just keep it there so nothing goes wrong. So update dot message dot reply is a type of function that we use. So it just takes the message and it replies back to it, and we're gonna do reply underscore text, and we'll just say yo, welcome to this bot. So this is what our bot will reply back. Whatever is inside the string, that's probably a text message that is going back and forth. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna come up with I don't think we need to come up with any other command. Start is fine. What we need to actually make sure of is we use the responses. So responses command, I'm just gonna copy paste it because it's much easier to do it that way. So it's basically a handle message. It's like a handle message function. So once again, what is the update? That's the new message coming in. The text is I think the reason I'm using that variable here, once again, this is coded by me, but sometimes I forget. So what I'm gonna do is, it's just text which just gives you what was like the message sent by the user. I'm gonna convert it into lowercase. Then user is equals user equals update dot effective user. That just means who is sending the text, like what is the name of that person sending the text. And I guess that is why I came up with these two variables. It's just to see who is texting my bot at the moment. Once again, you can actually comment them out. It's not useful. uh, Once again, you can remove this print statement, which just is actually just telling you, okay, this is the person who's replying and this is what the text that they sent. I'm gonna keep it printing because debug. And this is the response. So response equals r dot sample response sample slash responses, and then text, which is whatever we like whatever the message was. So this text is going to this and sample responses, and which is here. Sample responses is our like it's in our another file, and this is the function which is handling for sample responses. So that would be input text, and then the entire thing goes on. I'm just gonna quickly save it. And no, I don't want to purchase. Okay, so now what is gonna happen is update dot message dot reply text, and then the response. So this is what the response that we have. Now we have to reply that message back. So this is the response. Once again, all this response thing is doing, it's just getting like it's checking if we have an answer like this, we're gonna send that answer back. That's it. It's really not big of a deal, but yeah. So what this is, once this is done, I'm just gonna once again copy paste from my own code. Now we have to cover for error as well. So I'm just gonna copy this entire thing, because once again, it doesn't make sense for me to actually type it out. So I'm gonna remove the help command because I have decided not to use that. Also the vaccine command, we will get to that. Okay, so coming back to the error. So in case something goes wrong in a message, if it goes out of bounds, or if there's an error, let's say in a message type or something, this error will handle for it. It just will, it just will give you that, okay, update, this is the update, caused error, and what's the context error. That's it. Okay, then there's the main function. So updater equals updater. Once again, that's a method used by Telegram. And then you do keys.api key. So that just means that we are using constants file and we are using our API key. And I see, this is where I am at fence. I think you can put use context as false, and then you don't have to use the context anywhere. But context does help us figure out the error sometimes. So I think I'm just gonna let it be. Now dp equals updater.dispatcher. I think this is the actual framework, or like the back and forth happening. I think that is the handler. So dp dot add underscore handler, and then there's the entire command handler. So command handler handles for obviously command. So what is the our start command? So it is slash and then start, and then what method does it refer to? So it refers to this function, which is start command. Same goes for message handler. Message handler is just the text that you send to a bot. So if I do not put up a slash, I can just write hi, and that's it. That's the message handler. Usually what bots do is they don't accept messages, they just default to something. So it could be any random thing, and it will just reply to you the same start. Like if I do start, it's the same thing as typing any random stuff. But here we actually are using the message handler. So this is what happens: filters.text and then handle message, which refers back to our own function that we created. Now updater.start polling and updater.idle. Once again, I do not understand what these exactly mean. I actually copy pasted this part from the actual documentation for telegram.extension, and then we just run the main loop or the main function. Let's see if this actually runs. I'm just gonna try bringing terminal. I think the file is in projects and recordings. I should have made the file on desktop or something. Okay, Telegram bot ls, and we're gonna try to run python.tree main.py. Let's see, the bot is starting, so that's a good sign. That means nothing went wrong. Timed out error. What did we do wrong? Interesting. That's a I'm gonna pause the recording and I'm gonna like turn it back on once I figure out what's the error. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know, it was a random error. I think it was because we didn't contact the bot the first time. So what happened here is I just went to bot father and I just clicked on this link, which is how you contact the bot. That's how usernames work, or you can just copy this and search for it. But yeah, I just clicked on it and I clicked on start and it works. So it says, yo, welcome to this bot. And that's actually what we did here. So that's the start command. We can try the responses command as well. The responses command is just you type hi and you get a yo back. So hi, okay, hi, I am. So I used hi in, I used this specific keyword, so that should work regardless. Okay, so it works. Now this is how, okay, so this is how you make the Telegram bot. This is how you can actually make up a chat bot if you want. So I can say, how are you? And you can reply, I am fine. And I need to reload the bot? How are you? Yeah, I definitely need to reload the bot once. Yeah, because it says message text is empty because it doesn't know what to say back. So yeah, it can't return back anything. I should put up a return message either way. So that's like in case none of these if statements go up, what I'm gonna do is I do not know what you are talking about. Once again, we are technically done with making a Telegram bot. All it needs right now, and that was my phone vibrating, sorry for that. All it needs right now is like we just have to add the Coven API. So let's experiment again. Let's type how are you, and it should reply I'm fine. And as you can see in the, yeah, you can see bot is starting, East Dudley personal, that's my another account that I'm using. So I said how are you and bot said I'm fine. What else? We can try YOLO, which is not a command, and so it just will say I do not know what you're talking about. Okay, so that's the bot part done. Now what we're gonna do is now we're gonna add the Coven API to this, and I have a bunch of people to thank for it, obviously. So there's this guy, Zed. He actually commented on my video, and he was just like, he was like, okay, I have this Python file already ready. I'm already using the Coven API. Can you integrate it into the bot? And I was like, okay, let me give it a check. And apparently it's a really good code. You can actually go to his GitHub. I'll put up the link. But I'm just taking a part from his code and not the entire code. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually add the functionality to our main py. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a new command. So we're gonna make up a command which says, so at the moment we just have slash start, right? So what I wanna have is I wanna have a vaccine command which just says slash vaccine. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. And now what it will do is it will just give you the actual information that you need to have. And I'm just gonna write information. So obviously we need to have a variable which has all the information, which is information. I should change this, vaccine info. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so now we need to make up a new variable, and that, once again, the file that I'm using, I guess it was one of them, and I'm just using this little thing. And let's just see. Okay, what we're gonna do first is obviously we need to import request and JSON, because that is how we're gonna be contacting the the API. We're gonna be using the API to contact to the server, and from the server we're gonna get a response which is in JSON. If you want to know more about how do you handle JSON responses in Python, there should be a link to a video. I think it was about WeatherBot. I'll just add it to the video. You can check it out. Once again, but once we import requests and JSON, my mind kind of is not working at the moment. We're gonna be taking this stuff and I'm just gonna copy paste it. Once I'm done copy pasting, don't worry, I'll explain what actually is going on. Enter and paste. Okay, so for starting, this is the pin. So this is the district pin. We have we searched for districts in the last video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check there. This is the date that we are searching it for, and this is the URL. So it's the same URL, but what I'm doing is I'm just changing the pin here, and I'm just gonna change changing the date here. That's it. This is the user agent. You might want to have a user agent. If you do not have a user agent, the CoWin website will just not give you a response back at all. So you get a response, you use the browser header with a user agent, and then you print the response. I don't know why I'm printing the entire response. Oh, sorry, it's like the response. It gives you a response like 200 or 400 or 404, like those error codes that you see on the website. And then you get the entire data, and this is the final text, which I think is just vaccine info. So I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so what this part of the specific code is going to do is just going to wait, is it the entire? Okay, it just gives you the name. And okay, once again, you can take extra stuff. You can take information like address, district name, pin code, opening time, closing time. I'm not doing all of it, guys. This is normal Python at this point, and I think you can figure it out. So yeah, so the command is vaccine command. I have to add that command here. Okay, so if you type /vaccine, the vaccine command should turn up, and it should give me information about whatever district is 170 and then the date. So let's save this. Let's rerun the entire bot. Bot is starting. That's a good sign. No errors as of yet. I'm just gonna run the command start to see if it's up. Okay, it's up. Now I'm gonna try command vaccine, and let's see. Cool, there's a lot of stuff. We get information like name, available capacity, minimum age limit, and vaccine type. Guys, feel free to change this. You can add however many extra stuff you want. I tried adding more. It's just maxing out on the limit of Telegram. Also, you can do stuff like, okay, just give the first response or the second response. There's a for loop for that. Where is it? Yeah, this is a for loop. You can change that. Once again, there's a lot of stuff you can change. Okay, this is like the stuff you can change. There's also slots information, minimum age limit, and all that. I'm not gonna do that. Once again, it doesn't make sense, because if you are searching for a specific pin code, the pin code of the location, and you are not gonna be updating your information right through the bot. Obviously you have to go to the official CoWin page and do it, so I'm not putting it there. You can if you want to. Now coming to the responses page, this is the fun part. So when you use a vaccine command, it's a bit static, right? You have to come and change the information it just gives you for a single date. To change that, I think it's better to use responses, and so this is what I have done. Now it might look a bit weird, but I'm just gonna copy the entire thing and then put it here. Okay, also I think we have to add this requests and JSON. Actually, why not just copy the entire file? It just makes more sense. Okay, so what this does is it imports request and JSON. Once again, we need that. It takes user message and prints the user message to just check what we are made, getting back. Then what we do is we get the new data, which is user message dot split. So the way I'm thinking that this would work is that someone would just text, let's say, the pin code, or not the pin code, but the district ID, and then they would use a colon, and then they would just put the date. So I'm just gonna put 11 of May, and then 2021. So that's 1021. Okay, 2021. And if they send this message, they're gonna get information regarding this district ID and this date. This is how I did it. You can do it differently. Feel free to experiment. And that's just it. Basically, it just uses the response, and then you take that response, you add it to a final text, and then you return the final text back to the user. And I'm gonna run the terminal again to see if it's working. So once again, now we are using the messaging system. We are not gonna be using, /vaccine. So whatever message we send, it really depends. Now, if you send a hi, it's not gonna work. If you send a hi, don't do that. It's gonna actually error out. Yeah, it's not gonna give you anything back, and you're gonna get a really big error. So once again, you can fix that by adding try and accept and something like that. I'm not doing it. It's not my job. I'll add the date and 2021. So it should give me information about 170th. Yeah, it did. So this is the date, and this is the specific district that we went for. Let me try 174. I think that is my own district. And let me do it for 12th date. So 05 and 2021. And let's see. Does it work? Or maybe the district doesn't exist or something like that. Slots not available. Okay. So that is the response I keep on getting. Okay, sometimes slots are not available. So in that case, you can just, put up an if statement that if the result, the final text is like slot not available, then just return, I don't know, something. So yeah, that's it. This is the Telegram bot that you can, run on your server. Obviously, the file needs to be running whenever you want the bot to be running. There are a few services where you can host your Telegram bot. Heroku, that there's Amazon Web Services and all that stuff, but that is on your own accord, however you want to do it. It's a fun project, obviously, and I had a lot of fun making it. Once again, all the links and everything will be in the description. This was a long video. If you have any questions or any doubts, I might have missed a few things. I'm definitely sure I missed a lot of things. If there may be any errors, I'll try to correct myself in the description. Thank you for sticking till the end of the video. We are like super close to 500 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We have a lot of stuff. We also have the Python series, and we also have our own Telegram channel. So that was my personal chat. Shouldn't have showed that. We just we reached like 111 subscribers. So that's nice. Just go to the channel and hit subscribe. That's it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have fun.